cautionary tale when equity isn't enough. First, let me start by explaining what equity is. I do this because when I was telling my mom this story, she asked, "What is equity?" Equity is the value of your home minus what you owe. If you buy a home for $400,000 and you put a 3% down payment, your equity is 97% or $12,000. Let's say you live there for 30 years and no longer owe a mortgage. Your equity is 100%. And if the value has gone up 4% per year, you have approximately $1.3 million in equity. Most people are somewhere in between, where the current value of your home minus what you owe is your equity. Now to the story. Once upon a time, a widow lived for decades in a small home her late husband built with his own hands. He passed away 15 years ago, but the home remained, full of memories and stability. Financially, her situation seemed manageable. A very low first mortgage payment due to the interest rate, a modest second mortgage, and some credit card debt. But life shifted. Living on a fixed income, she fell a couple of months behind on her payments. Her lender referred her for help, hoping there might be a solution to stabilize her situation. On the surface, she had equity in her home, but not enough to qualify for a reverse mortgage. Refinancing, often seen as a lifeline, would actually increase her monthly payments, making things worse, not better. There was an option on the table, a program offering about $50,000 in exchange for a large portion of her home equity when she eventually would leave the home. It sounded like relief, but at a steep long-term cost that could strip away what little financial security she had left. The safer options were simpler, but harder. Selling personal belongings to catch up on payments. Taking in a roommate or tenant to create temporary income. Seeking assistance from local charities. Considering a move to a more affordable area, even out of state. None of these choices were easy. All required sacrifice. This situation is a reminder that equity alone does not guarantee financial safety. When income is fixed and expenses rise, even homeowners with significant emotional and financial investment in their property can find themselves at risk. The hardest truth, waiting too long to act, or choosing short-term relief with long-term consequences, can quietly close off the very options that might have preserved stability. Sometimes the best decisions don't feel like wins. They feel like letting go, but they protect what matters most in the long run. Here is another story about someone waiting too long to act. A cautionary tale about delay, denial, and duty. A mother was moved into memory care as her cognitive health declined. For the past 10 years, her son had been her primary caregiver, but her living trust clearly stated that her assets, including her home, were to be used for her care. Over time, they fell behind on mortgage payments. The home, if sold, could have funded approximately 5 years of quality memory care at a private facility. However, the son, who had not worked in a decade and faced his own medical challenges, was also living in the home and facing the possibility of homelessness once it sold. As financial pressure mounted, opportunities to resolve the situation began to slip away. The first potential sale at $1 million fell through amid disorganization, memory-related issues, and the loss or destruction of key documents. The son later assumed control as both power of attorney and trustee. A second offer for $850,000 was declined because he believed the home should sell for $1 million, even though it was not in presentable condition. Despite significant buyer interest, he refused to allow anyone to view the interior of the property. A third sale was arranged under increasing urgency. By this time, the memory care facility account was past due, and a bankruptcy judge had imposed a firm deadline of May 1st to complete the sale. Closing was scheduled for April 30th. However, the son refused to allow the appraiser or any party inside the home. Without verification of the property's interior condition, the lender would not approve financing. The deal collapsed. As a result, the estate stands to lose approximately $500,000 in value. What began as a difficult but manageable situation, selling a home to fund necessary care, spiraled into a financial and legal crisis. Fear, denial, and inaction ultimately jeopardized both the mother's care and the son's own stability. This situation highlights a hard truth. When someone is entrusted with legal and financial authority over another person's well-being, hesitation or mismanagement can carry irreversible consequences. If you received some benefit from hearing these cautionary tales, please like and subscribe and invite your friends and family to watch this episode. You never truly know someone else's financial and family situations. You could be the help they need before they know that they need it. I'm Ruth Johaningsmeir, retirement mortgage expert, serving Florida and North Carolina. I can be reached at 828-8888-LOAN. That's 828-888-LOAN.